Hey everyone, and welcome back. So doing a news update today. Kind of surprisingly, we actually got some new announcements from Shout and Scream Factory coming for this August. Now I don't know if this will be all the movies that are coming out in August, although they are kind of spread out throughout the month. We could get another announcement or two, but for the most part, I'd say these are definitely the main ones. We have some new Blu-ray announcements as well as some 4K upgrades. So first up, I'm going to do the Shout Select titles, and first one is a new box set. It's a Blu-ray box set, and this is indeed the Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 2, set for August 15th. Now this is a Region A Blu-ray set, and it comes with 12 Shaw Brothers films, and those films are Lady of Steel, Brothers 5, The Crimson Charm, The Shadow Whip, The Delightful Forest, The Devil's Mirror, Man of Iron, The Water Margin, The Bride from Hell, Heroes 2, The Flying Guillotine, and The Dragon Missile. That is up for pre-order right now at the Shout Factory website. It's not limited or anything, so it should be, I should say not exclusive anyway, so it should be up for pre-order soon at other sites as well. But obviously getting it from Shout Factory, you get a nice poster to go along with it. And again, that is set for August 15th. Retails for $169.98. Up for pre-order right now at $139.99. And then the other one coming from Shout Factory is a 4K upgrade, and that is the movie Hackers coming out in 4K, and that is set for August 22nd. And that'll be a 2-disc set, 4K disc as well as the Blu-ray. I assume the Blu-ray will probably be identical to the Blu-ray they already put out, except it will have the new transfer on it. But it does say it is getting a new 4K scan from the original camera negative, so it actually should look really, really great. And again, the included Blu-ray will be Region A locked, 4K, luckily region free. Now for all the announcements, I should say that all the final details and everything will be announced at a later date. But at least so far it does look like it's porting over at least the extras from their previous Blu-ray release. And the retails for $39.98. Again, it is up for pre-order right now at the Shout Factory website, but it should be up in other places pretty soon. And again, that is slated for August 22nd. And now we'll move over to the Scream Factory titles. So first up, we got a couple Blu-ray titles, and then we have one pretty big 4K title. So first up for the Blu-ray, we're getting a new release of the Adam Sandler movie Little Nicky, due out August 8th. That will be a Region A Blu-ray. And again, no details at this point as far as specs or extras or anything. Retail price is $32.98, and again, that is due out August 8th. And then the other Blu-ray announcement is a special edition of the movie Coma, due out August 22nd, retailing for $34.98. Again, specs and details will be announced down the line. Again, that will also be a Region A Blu-ray. And then we get to the big title, the big 4K upgrade from Scream Factory. It's due out August 1st, is a new 4K edition of Clive Barker's Nightbreed. So this is going to be a 4-disc set. Now there's some good news and some bad news with this set. Kind of similar to a couple of the other previous releases, but I think I have a theory as to why. So the 4K disc will have a brand new transfer of the theatrical cut, and then the other 3 discs will be Blu-ray, Region A locked Blu-rays. And out of the 3 Blu-rays, the first disc will have the theatrical cut, the second Blu-ray will have the director's cut, and then the third Blu-ray will have all the rest of the extras. I believe pretty much those discs will be pretty much identical to the discs that they put out in their original Nightbreed box set. So good news and bad news about this release, obviously, is the fact that the theatrical cut is the only one that actually is getting a 4K upgrade. And again, I do have a theory as to why, but I do want to just say one thing. Even though final details and specs will be announced down the line, it does at least show that all of the pre-existing extras will be ported over on all the included Blu-rays. And as far as the transfer goes, it will have a brand new 4K scan from the best surviving film elements. Now that's interesting. It's not saying camera negative, so I don't know what's going on there, whether or not the original negative is gone, which I hate to think about. So maybe it's a 4K scan of the IP or something. I don't know. Be interesting. Hopefully they kind of clear that up at some point. Now the bummer obviously is the fact that the director's cut is not in 4K. Now I do have a theory as to why but I know a lot of people are kind of saying, well, why isn't the Cabal cut on here in any form? Now as far as the Cabal cut goes, I will say that I think that more has to do with rights. And also there's kind of no way the Cabal cut could be in 4K, mainly because there's a lot of footage that is literally coming from VHS tapes from 1989, 1990, because that's the only way some of that footage even exists. And I think part of the problem too is also why that may not be on this release. Again, I mean, maybe they'll add it at some point. I kind of doubt it. I think because there might be a couple stuff, because some of that VHS stuff comes from a rough cut that was done at the time. And I think some of it uses some music from other movies. You know, it's like a temp music track. So then you'd have to go in and clear that music and stuff. And just from a licensing standpoint, I don't think that is possible. So I don't expect the Cabal cut to be on this release in any way. And I know some people will be like, oh, but it's gotten a release before. It's like, yeah, kind of, it has. There's a little bit of a gray area there, but when you're dealing with an actual company that's putting it out, as opposed to a limited release by an independent company, you know, there's a little bit of a gray area there where they were able to maybe get around it. But as far as this release goes, I'm not expecting it to be on here. Now, as far as the director's cut goes, which is a cut that, again, Scream Factory did do for their Blu-ray release several years ago. In fact, that was, in my opinion, one of the big turning points for Scream Factory, where they went from releasing Blu-rays and just using, you know, pre-existing HD masters of movies and stuff like that, where they started to do more their own transfers. But one of the big moments that, for me, I think really kind of changed the company in many ways was when they actually did invest in putting together that director's cut of Nightbreed. That was actually that was a big deal at the time. Now, I will say that there's a good chance that that director's cut probably was finished in HD. I would probably even bet that it wasn't even finished in 2K. I think it literally probably only finished in HD, which means in order for them to literally do that, put a 4K release of that, they would have to go back to all those original film elements of the stuff that's not in the theatrical version, rescan them all from scratch, and then reassemble that cut again from scratch and do all that work all over again. Now, from a cost perspective, it's just possible that just may not be doable. Now, do I think they should try? Yes, I do. I mean, that would be fantastic, but obviously that's not going to be the case. I'm guessing that's probably why we're only getting the theatrical cut on this release. Now, I grew up with the theatrical cut, so it's not a huge deal breaker for me. I mean, yes, I do wish both cuts were on here in 4K. I'm guessing that's probably why the director's cut isn't. I mean, it's on here in Blu-ray, obviously, but not in 4K. Now, in the case of Nightbreed, like some of their other releases, it is actually going to have a couple bundle options. So the standard release, which you can get, or eventually will be able to get, order from anywhere. And the retail price on that is $44.98. And then you have two bundles. So the first one, which also actually priced at $44.98, but I'm assuming this price is not going to drop. But it's a case where you can get Nightbreed with an alternative slipcover with original artwork, as well as two posters. Original one sheet, or one of the original one sheet artwork, as well as one with this new artwork. And actually, I think that new artwork is actually pretty cool. So that's one option if you want to order it directly from Shout Factory. And then they are doing definitely a big bundle for this release, retailing for $145.97 up for pre-order directly from their website, because it is an exclusive, for $139.99, limited to only 500, and you're getting obviously the same thing, the regular release, as well as that alternative slipcover, again with a poster for each. But you are getting a Gutter Garbs pin set in this one as well, and just like they did with the big bundle for Creepshow, which I guess is maybe a new thing they're doing, you get these sort of like lobby card recreations, which I actually admit do look really cool. Now, whether or not that's all that is worth, you know, an extra $90 or not, that's up to you. I love Nightbreed, so I probably will try and get the big bundle. But these are up for pre-order right now from the Shout Factory website. Again, the standard release you'll be able to get pretty much anywhere. And again, that is set for August 1st. So here are the August titles coming from Scream Factory and Shout Factory. If you have any questions about these, I'll try and answer them as best I can. But again, details on a lot of these have not been released yet. They should be released probably another month or so. But let me know your thoughts on these. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.